You also excelled in football as a kid.
Yeah.
And classical dance has been such an important part of your
Correct.
life. Was that like a compulsion कि घर पर तो classical dance mom ने कहा था सीखना ही है?
Couldn't escape it because see, football is something I loved doing and I was good at it. So I was called for a lot of matches, which means there were a lot of hours of training and practice. And here at home, the Sanskriti, Sanskar and the upbringing, whether it's my grandmother, mother and all, dance karo, dance karo.
There were a lot of news that would spread on fights. So
I'm not talking about any of my fights.
today's day and age, Instagram is so vocal. Was it kind of like good that हम उस ज़माने में
Thank
थे,
God!
है ना?
I would have got into many more fights.
Who was the most difficult to convince when you decided to get into films? Mom or dad?
My dad.
Yeah? But why?
He's slightly, I think, more protective
Okay.
as a male, and he wanted to keep us more private. I was 18. I'm like, I went up to my mom and I'm like, they're writing all this and what. So she said, let them write. Then I said, yeah, let them write. I want to continue doing this, you know, and I love doing this and I want to do this. That's when I decided कि यहाँ पे रहना ही है और रहना है तो ढीठ बनना पड़ेगा.
She has probably seen it all in her career. The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the actions, the comedy. But have we seen enough of her? Please welcome on Bollywood Hungama, शायद फिल्मों में वापस आए Esha Deol. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm doing
I
well.
want to start by asking you, how annoyed do you get when people pronounce your name wrong? We have known you as Esha Deol,
Yeah.
so there's going to be no mistake from my end. at
Yeah,
least.
yeah. No, it is Esha, and you said it beautifully well, and it's such a nice name. And even Isha is a very pretty name, but I'm not Isha, I'm Esha. So then I'm like,
No, I get it more because people assume that my name is Urmi or Urmila.
yeah, yeah. So you've been through that
Yeah,
feeling. Huh?
definitely. So I feel
You feel it, yeah.
Esha, I'd love to ask you that while growing up in such a beautiful environment where films played such an important role, what was your aim? क्या आपको फिल्मों में ही कदम रखना था? What did you want to do? What were your ambitions?
See, like you said, I was born in it, and I've grown up seeing only this in a very, very close proximity, whether it's from my mother or my father. I was literally on a film set in my younger days, my little earlier days in school, more on a film set than in school. Then, of course, when school life picked up, I had to be obviously in school to get good marks. And it's something that always fascinated me. Just being on the set, just that whole feeling and that environment is something that I really loved being in, and I felt I want to be this. When I become big, I want to be here as well, because it just everything, whether it was the camera, the action sequences, the dance sequences, getting ready, performing, not just my parents, but when I would be on set, I would meet so many other actors and actresses, and I really felt that this is where I would want to be.
Did it feel normal, like as a kid who's probably not associated with films, we would see our parents get ready to work. We would see them, maybe if we got a chance to go to their office, तो वो कैसे काम करते हैं, उनका डेस्क कैसा है. आपने सेट्स पर अपने पेरेंट्स को देखा होगा, फाइट सीक्वेंसेस में देखा होगा, डिफिकल्ट एक्शन सीक्वेंसेस जब मॉम के साथ हुए हैं वो देखा होगा. तो आपका प्रभाव कैसा चल रहा था उस तरह?
You're asking me if it was
difficult? As a kid, yeah. Was it normal for you?
It took me a while to understand it, because I remember once I was very little and my dad was doing this action sequence with Ranjit ji as the villain opposite him, and he was getting whipped by him, and my dad was, I was like, who's beating up my father? Like, because for every kid, you see, my father, the whole industry calls him the He-Man.
Yeah.
But any kid, for them, their father is their He-Man. Your dad is your He-Man,
Yeah.
irrespective of whether he's a Bollywood actor or not. So for me, that was what was getting to me, and then they had to stop the shooting and send me back to the hotel.
Oh, you were crying.
I cried. Of course, I cried a lot. But then I understood that then it's all slowly it took me a while to know that it's all fake. It's not real. But it looks so real.
Yeah, definitely. You also excelled in football as a kid.
Yeah.
And classical dance has been such an important part of your
Correct.
life.
Yeah.
So, was that like a compulsion कि घर पर तो classical dance mom ने कहा था सीखना ही है कि
हाँ, तभी तो था. It was very much that.
Yeah.
Because that age, you know, you want to go play with friends.
Correct.
And I wanted to be more on the football ground, going
Yeah,
to
because very rarely there's a kid who goes through both, like चाहे वो academics में better हो, sports में या फिर cultural, like dance being their forte. But you've managed to do all of them.
I couldn't escape it because see, football is something I loved doing and I was good at it. So I was called for a lot of matches, which means there were a lot of hours of training and practice. And here at home, the Sanskriti, Sanskar and the upbringing, whether it's my grandmother, mother and all, dance karo, and the amount of dance teachers that we changed, not that we changed them, they left us and went because we were not very easy to teach.
Did you manage
But then
to
finally I managed to do. I performed at ISKCON, my first performance.
Yeah.
My Guruji Sri Ravindra Atibutti ji, I took to Odissi.
But did you bunk also as a child?
Dance
Classes?
class?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
What was your favorite excuse to give?
Stomach pain, fever, you know, all that.
And mom could catch it, or it was
She would be busy at shoot sometimes, but my grandmother sometimes was hand in glove and she'd be like, Seri poha de nikere kudo. She would be like all grandmothers. Now I see my mother doing that with my kids, but all grandmothers have that easy thing with the kid. But when you're their child, they are very strict with you. No?
What about you as a mother? Are you a strict mom?
I like discipline, but I give my daughters the freedom. I don't control them too much. I like to see them express themselves, their emotions, their feelings. I like talking to them. I enjoy conversations with them. It's very cute.
Yeah.
And but I like a certain decorum. There's a nice timetable which they follow. I'm happy.
But are they also going to definitely do dance?
They are good dancers.
Oh,
they are
they're great
learning Bharatnatyam.
Lovely.
They wanted to learn themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of mother who will say you have to do without any hard feelings. But I'm the kind who will say if you feel like it, choose it. I'll give you a platter of certain classes, which I think most parents do in today's time to their kids. You know, they'll put them in various activities. Then it's up to the kid to choose what they like. So, you know, whether it's keyboard or Bharatnatyam or Hindustani music. But certain Indian cultural things I have a soft spot for and I want them to somewhere have that upbringing.
Esha, do you look back and think that if you had that choice, would you have still taken up classical dance?
Ayyo. I would have danced. I think, see, that is why I took Odissi. There my choice came in.
Okay.
That's why I didn't do Bharatnatyam. I mean, it's a beautiful dance and a beautiful art, but I took to Odissi. So I would have definitely done dance. I was doing a lot of ballet, Russian ballet. There's this fantastic teacher here in St. Joseph School who would have classes called Zenobia. I started off with ballet and, you know, so I always loved dancing.
Now, coming to 2002, which was such an important year where you debut in the industry with Koi Mere Dil Se Pooche. How was it for you? Can you take us through how, were you offered the role? Did you audition for
you're taking
it?
me back to 2002.
Of course.
So it was, see, when I wanted to join movies, it was a little like that, you know, to get the green signal to join, for which I think everyone knows. But once that happened, then Boni ji had the script and simultaneously Na Tum Jano Na Hum was something that I had liked and Koi Mere Dil Se Pooche. So I was shooting for both these films simultaneously.
Wow. Na Tum Jano Na Hum shows like this second film in you. If I don't know if I'm able to say it out rightly.
Yeah.
Like experience after the first film pata chal jata hai in this film. I really liked the film. I thought it was a very cute film. I remember watching it, I think in the theatre.
Yeah.
It was a really nice film. But who was the most difficult to convince when you decided to get into films? Mom or dad?
Come on, now you're asking me the obvious.
No.
My dad.
Yeah? But why?
Because he, not because of anything else, but he's got that, he's slightly, I think, more protective
Okay.
as a male, and he wanted to keep us more private.
Were there any apprehensions for you as an actor when you got onto set?
No.
You were all
I
excited.
was all excited. I was ready to fly.
Do you remember your first shot?
Yeah, it was at Filmistan.
Okay.
Filmistan, they had floor number 3. They had premiere, that क्या बोलते हैं, मुहूर्त shot.
हाँ.
It was फना तुम जानो ना हम, and it was with Ritik, and it was that little dance sequence between us, and that's it. So Ritik was living down the lane only at that time. So I had a dance rehearsal hall. So he was very sweet of him. He came, we rehearsed together. I was very excited. But so many people were there that day watching the first shot. But that was a beautiful moment.
But it's amazing that you're saying that you were very excited because as the daughter of two legends, was that pressure also coming in?
So that's where it kind of got to me when that pressure pump started.
Okay.
Because I didn't, when I was filming, going on set, all that, nothing. It is later, after the releases and all, slowly after the second, third, then this whole thing started, that comparison to legends, like being a raw newcomer. Then I'm like, okay, it was a little overwhelming. I was 18. I'm like, I went up to my mom and I'm like, they're writing all this and what. So she said, let them write. Then I said, yeah, let them write. I want to continue doing this, know, and I love doing this and I want to do this. That's when I decided कि यहाँ पे रहना ही है और रहना है तो ढीठ बनना पड़ेगा.
I think the fact that in today's day and age, Instagram is so vocal. Was it kind of like good that हम उस ज़माने में
Thank God, I would have got into many more fights. Thank God.
So what was your source of hearing the reviews? What would you?
Whatever, good newspapers, na?
Haan.
And then we used to have that film service.
Yeah.
Where every month they would give us our full press cuttings would come. I still have those beautiful, very sweet, that white color file in red it's written. Na? In that, the whole month ka, every actors, they used to give that cuttings and put.
Yeah.
So that is something we used to see, read and all that. Otherwise, busy shooting here, there. We were like, I'm telling you, it was very different.
Esha, tell us, who are your friends in the industry? You had like 2 very, very nice films with Tushar Kapoor in the beginning. How was your connection with him?
It's lovely even today.
You all seemed like really good friends.
Even today, touch wood. Like, me and him have had a wonderful rapport right from day one. And I love Tushar. He's a sweetheart and he's a wonderful father. Our kids are friends today. And he's just such a nice person.
What is this friendship like? As in,
it's the most easy-going friendship. There's no muss, no fuss, no demands, no nothing. But we have always got each other's back.
Do you all discuss each other's films? Like his films, at least?
Right now, we discuss a lot about kids.
And that phase has come.
Yeah, that phase has come. And he's sort of like my go-to to ask which are the good classes going around in our area where we live, and etc., etc. But yeah, there are times we discuss certain things.
Who else have been your friends? In fact, Zayed Khan did his debut with you. With
he debuted with me. I didn't debut with him. The entire world thinks I debuted with him. He debuted with me.
Yeah. We interviewed him as well, and he also mentioned that I wanted to treat her like a senior, so I would tell her that you're my senior. You're 2 films old.
Yeah. No, he gave me a lot of respect on the set for the first day. After that, he didn't. He behaved like a buddy. I was like, just chill out, just chill out.
So again, coming to the fact that, who right now do you think have been your closest friend circle?
Yes, like you mentioned, Tushar, Zayed, Fardeen, and I'm extremely fond of Rani. She's someone I really look up to and admire. Another wonderful mother. So we have like these nice mom-to-mom conversations.
Did you get to see Hira Mandi?
Yes, I did. I think it's beautiful, and he's always creating magic. And I think it's great. Fardeen got this project and did it, and he's looking so good. And I'm so happy that he's back.
But since you also mentioned this, and thank God that Instagram was not at that time, there were a lot of news that would spread on fights. So
I'm not talking about any of my fights.
But who are the actors that you wouldn't get along the most with, and you felt like it was
unnecessary?
No,
I don't think anyone was interested in getting along or not getting. All of us were like busy working and go back home, and I think everyone had that nice, warm sort of friendship going on. And if you didn't like someone, we just not have any conversations with that person.
Do you look back and think that maybe it was very silly, whatever must have happened?
See, what we did in our 20s, we have no control of now.
Yeah.
And that time, that age, everything, it's different. Now it's different.
Yeah.
If you put me in a situation like that today, maybe I won't even react.
Esha, one amazing thing about all your films were that the music played such important roles.
Yeah.
Even today, I think we can have the best of Esha Deol films music.
Yeah.
How important were they to you?
Very.
Do you have a favorite list? Or
I loved a lot of my songs, and oh my God, I really was happy that I had these songs to my credit. And even today, like you said, so many of these fans, they do some remix, they're playing the guitar and Dilbara and that Kya Dil Ne Ka and all, they're still so popular and beautiful songs, like even from Kya Dil Ne Ka, my Dhoom Machale is like my anthem, personal anthem. Wherever I go, that song they'll
And what about
play
Mohabbat Hai Mirchi?
Oh yeah, Mohabbat Hai Mirchi, fun song. Lot of them, Toba Toba. I had some string of good songs.
I think with all your filmography lists, the songs from each film has just played such important roles. And we all come from the era where music was literally our background score.
Yes.
So are they still like on your playlist? Is there a song that is one of your top favorite of your film?
I liked a lot of my songs, like I said, even from Na Tum Jano Na Hum, the Hi Ram, and they are all very beautiful to just listen to. And actually, since you're saying I had so many hit songs, I still perform. I still do shows on my songs, and they're all doing well. So the public enjoys it,
So what were the kind of films that were offered to you after your first two films? After you also won a Filmfare Award. तो किस तरीके से roles आपको मिल रहे थे?
See, that time I was getting a lot of the teeny bopper college student romantic sweet roles, a lot of them for a while. Till I did, there was a slight changeover with your Yuva, and then see, Dhoom was very different. It was, and then Ankahi got me into a little bit more of that serious mode, I would say, Darling, and then it kind of went a little there.
In fact, which is why in my introduction I mentioned that you've tried and experimented with so many roles, which is great. We are celebrating 20 years of Yuva, and you posted such a beautiful post on Instagram. What memories do you have of this film?
Oh, lovely memories. Just working with Mani sir was definitely a dream come true, and being on the set was also a dream. Every moment was, now when I look back, I just feel like it was just magic. Like I said in the post, it was actually magic with him, and his whole team, all of them are just like that, like superb.
What was more difficult, doing the Tamil film or?
No. I speak Tamil. It's my mother tongue, so I'm very fluent with Tamil. So first we shot for the Tamil film opposite Surya. And then we did, I shot for Yuva with Ajay.
You also mentioned in your post that how you and Mani sir would speak in Tamil. And Ajay Devgan is known to be the prankster of all times. So was he also working on some pranks with y'all during Yuva?
Not that I remember any, but I remember I've done a lot of films with Ajay, and I remember a lot of pranks that he's pulled. It's sometimes confusing which film he did which prank on, and the reason why I said we were talking in Tamil is because we finished shooting for the Tamil version, and when Mani sir and me would be on set with Ajay for the Hindi version, he would just tell me in Tamil that number on the scene la apdi panno nee apdiye pannu, means we did this in that scene, so it's similar to that, you do that. And then Ajay is like, yeah, but hello,
मैं क्या
मैं क्या
करूँ?
करूँ?
But can you? I can't believe it. I'm sure you must be also like 20 years. What is
Yeah,
20 years? अभी तो
seriously.
release हुई थी film.
No, it's too just flown, flown.
What are the other actors that you remember the most from this film? Abhishek was there.
Abhishek was there.
Did you and Rani Mukherjee like have a bond on sets? You'll
No,
get to.
none of the girls and I had any interaction together because their shoot schedules were different, whether it was Bebo or Rani.
Yeah.
But Abhishek was there at the same time because he had scenes with Ajay.
Yeah.
So I had already worked with Abhishek, I think, in LOC. And we were shooting for Dhoom also simultaneously with Yuva.
As an actor, can you tell us that what is this one thing you would consciously do to prepare yourself for a role?
Ask the director as many questions as possible, because then there were no readings.
Yeah.
There was no readings. It was all very spontaneous, and it was actually more, I feel, there was that, just doing takes with that spontaneity had a different spark to it. Though now I've done projects where there have been readings and all, and it's been great. That has a different feel only. The character only looks different compared to what I've done earlier. But mine would definitely be try and ask the director as many questions as possible, because that's how we would, of course, the script would be narrated more than read also back then. They wouldn't give us a bound script to read. They would sit for a narration. वो narration के time में, narration के बाद आपको क्या क्या पूछना है. If you're interested in the project is when the questions would start. If you're not interested, we'll not even open our mouth and ask them anything. We'll say thank you, we'll let you know.
So you must be known as someone ये बहुत सवाल पूछने वाली है on the sets.
हाँ, and
It's a good thing.
I like to kidnap one of the ADs. In every set, even till today, one of the ADs becomes like my best
Buddy.
friend.
Ah.
He'll be in the vanity van, he or she, and I like to just go through my scenes and everything with the AD.
With the kind of roles that you were offered, were there times where you were like, ये same हो रहा है? Did you feel that the roles that being offered are also like quite similar? You want to change it, something different?
But that time there was a lot of similarity with not just the roles I was doing
Yeah,
with myself,
with
but with all of
many
us were
actors.
doing pretty similar stuff.
Correct.
Now is when the variety has come in.
Dhoom was another film where again action-packed, complete masaledar. You in like this whole hot body.
Yeah.
Tell us about your transformation. Did you have to like work on your body a lot?
A lot, yeah. I was given 6 months. So my trainer, who's till today my trainer, Sattu, who we call him fondly, Satyajit Chaurasya, he was instrumental in getting me the lean, mean look, which I loved. I mean,
did you enjoy playing the
of
grey
course,
character?
Yeah, I loved it.
आपकी हंसी कितनी बार छूटती थी in front of Uday? Like you had the very poker face. Okay, thank you, sorry very much.
But behind the camera, we all had a lot of banter going on and fun, yeah.
In one of the reviews when the film had released, there was a line that had come that Esha is fabulous on screen, but there was more screen time needed. Would you agree to this review?
See, with the way the film has done, the business it did, I think everything was tailor-made and perfect. It is God-made. Because that time I remember all of us were so much enjoying being those characters and doing the film, and we all were hoping that the public also enjoys it, and that's exactly what happened.
A film's hit or flop is not in everyone's hands. Sometimes it's just destiny. But not as an actor, but as Esha, how would you deal with flop films? Would that bother you?
No, because like you said, it's not like, see, if you do something very small, for example, there's something you are supposed to be doing and you are individually going to do it, and something goes wrong in that, and then it's not worked out well, then you feel like, arey yaar, maine. But when it comes to a film, it's a big setup. It's not, you can't blame anyone if a film does well or doesn't do well. No actor, no actress. It's the entire teamwork that is put in to make a film. it's the edit table, it's so much.
And was it also because you were...
It's the time of the release, it's
Yeah.
the number of cinema halls you get. It's so much.
Was it also not bothering
And of course,
you?
it's the public.
Oh, right, of course.
Of course.
वो main hai.
Yeah.
Sorry, my question was that was it also because you were so busy with like films one after the other? There was a time where मुझे लगता नहीं आपको सांस लेने की भी जगह
No,
होगी.
I was just in and out of a suitcase.
तो कभी confusion होता था कि अच्छा आज
नहीं,
मैं क्या
I
बनी
used to,
हूँ?
नहीं नहीं ऐसे नहीं होता था. Because see, I would just be on the set and what was given is what we did. I mean, it was more like sort of autopilot. And there was no time actually to see, assess, think and crib and cry or be happy or anything. Either I don't even remember enjoying the success of anything or sitting and crying over something. I don't remember doing that. I've been very
Focused.
not focused. I don't know. Even today I'm like that. Like I think I'm always on neutral gear as a human being.
But if you could go back, is there a project you would have said no to?
No, because every film has given me something, and something you take back from each character you play. You give something of you to a character. It's that connect. Yeah, I don't think I will not.
We'd love to know that what has mom given you as an advice when you were doing films, or has she ever spoken about any of your work that you'd like to tell us?
She's watched, I think, every film of mine, and she's always enjoyed me as an actor. But she has never. She'll tell me you were good in this, you could have done better in this, all that. But when I was in school also, when I joined films also, but बाहर के लोगों के साथ ना, she'll be like, हाँ ठीक है Esha. And I'm like, other people are all like, you know, with my school friends and all, they are like going on, मेरी बेटी है वो है. She said, no, I've been brought up like this by my mother, you'll have the same training. सिर के ऊपर नहीं नाचना है. Everything is only okay. I'm like, everything is only okay.
So when was it where she actually did like a proper tarif and you were like...
No, she used to really get to me because of certain hairstyles I did. She didn't like certain hairstyles. Because see, I also have a big forehead. And she also has a big forehead. So she's told me, she's like, there's a way you have to style yourself and cover that forehead. And I used to be more like, हाँ. But then she didn't like certain chappat hairstyles.
What about dad?
Let's not ask him. You ask him. You ask him.
Esha, there are so many actors that we have loved in the era when you started, which was just now. I'm not going to like make it sound like very old.
Yeah.
But they have been doing their comebacks and with films. Of course, we saw you with Hunter quite recently, your recent project. But is there a full-fledged film or anything that is coming up, maybe on OTT?
I recently finished a film which will be coming out soon. But as far as what you are asking me, there is definitely work that comes my way. From that lot, if I wish to, I can say, okay, let me be busy doing 5 of these projects. I am going to shoot every day. I'm a busy person. But I don't think that way today because I feel this is something that I'm passionate about. This is my passion. And there are projects that I like to pick and choose, out of which I have chosen certain projects which in time will be announced and, you know, the work starts off from there.
What if you get an offer to play a footballer?
Me, I'll have to train really hard again.
But you'll say yes, no?
I'll say yes. I'll say yes. Even if I have to go and get a crew car, I'll say yes.
You know, every time we speak about you or ये जब से आप industry में आए हैं, I'm sure that you have had to go through the entire stress of, not stress, but the banter of comparison, of having, you know, legends in your life. Tell us, what is one pro and con of being born in a family with 2 superstars?
For the entire nation and the world, my parents are superstars. But for me, they are my parents. That's my mother and my father. And there's only pros that I see to having parents like them. I'm blessed to have them as my parents. Cons are for the public and the exterior world. It's not for me.
Esha, I had so much fun. Really, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
This was such a insightful interview.
Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you in another project
Definitely,
on the big
definitely.
screen for sure.
Looking forward.
Anything that you'd like to give a shout out on?
So there's a film that's just been completed. It's with Amit Saad. It's a psychological thriller which should be out when they decide to announce that when it's coming out. The rest are all in the pipeline, but I'm definitely here looking forward to doing good work and being in a place where I belong.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much, guys, for watching us on Bollywood Hungama. Esha Deol.
Thank you. Hi, this is Esha Deol and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.